Assalamu alaikum. Hello, bonjour. What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. Here we have the Jaclyn Hill palette. Oh my goodness, this is so gorgeous. Look at all the beautiful colors behind and inside. Okay, so we're gonna start off by doing a dip into a color called Silk Cream, which is this one. Okay, so I'm gonna swish around, tap off the excess, and then what you want to do is cover in the corner of your eye, just the outer triangle. You see, if I draw a triangle like this, that is what you want to cover up. Next, we're going to go in with a color called Pukey. Not the best of names, but it's number 4 from here. And go deeper into the triangle with Pukey. Come in a little further and layer that in. Next, I'm going to go in with a yellowy color. This is called Creamsicle. Go in with Creamsicle on the inner corner and out. Just a light hand. You want to make sure that you're using a light hand and you're not pressing too hard, because if you want a more blurry effect, you use a lighter hand and you hold towards the end of the brush. If you want a more defined effect, you hold closer to the ferrule of the brush, and that will give you a darker, more defined line or effect. So now we want the light-handed approach, so we will use the end of the brush. Brush techniques are a totally separate subject altogether, and inshallah, hopefully, I will do that in future. Next, I'm going to use the palette called Ace Beauty's Flare palette, and this is so beautiful, you guys. Look at the stunningness. I'm going to go in with the color Cider, and what you want to do is put that on a very delicate powder brush, one for just shading the top here. You want to go as high up on the edge, not too high though. You don't want to be encroaching upon your brow highlight area. You just want to go slightly below that. So you get some powder in, dust off the excess, and there you go. Back and forth with the delicate sweeping motions. This is going to be the last color on the transition of all of the shades that you will have this shadowy effect. So this is creating the furthest outline color. So you want them to be nuanced and really fade into each other so that it looks completely seamless, and that is going to give you the smoothest effect ever. Just patience and lots of blending into each color. I'm still with Creamsicle. Now I'm going back into Pukey with my Pukey brush. And again, blend into Creamsicle with Pukey. Okay, so I want a bit more of a pop of color. I'm going to reuse my my Pukey brush, and I'm going to dip into the same palette, which is the Flare palette by Ace Beauty. And I'm going to go into Pumpkin. So Pumpkin is like a bright orangey color, and I'm going to just go onto below the yellow shade that we used, which was Cider. Going slightly just below Cider. I'm not trying to blend in too much with Pukey and Creamsicle. I am just trying to get in there on the yellow so that it gives you this beautiful pop of color. starting to build up and you're starting to get the shade that you want. Okay, we're going to use this brush by Real Techniques, and we're going to go in with this beautiful chocolatey brown color. Okay, let me go in there. Can you see how beautiful that is? Wow. Okay, going with chip. But what I want you to do is just lightly dab chip on. You do not want to swish because this is a very intense color, so you want to go in gradually. Dab the color into the corner of your eye. Can you see this, guys? Can you see this? And then you want to slowly start to bring it into the inner corner. Not inner corner, but into the actual crease of your eyelid. So just gently, ever so gently. Don't go too high up because that's going to ruin the shades above. The orangey shade, which is pumpkin, and it's going to ruin the yellow shade, which is cider. I'm going to go in with a white eyeliner called Milk by NYX, which if you're in South Africa, you can get it from Clicks at Gateway Mall. So I'm back in with pumpkin. Oops, here we go, back in with pumpkin. I'm going to squeeze it and I'm going to go in. And just fluff it out below pumpkin with the yellow so that you got the same transition as you do above. Now hopefully you won't look like an orange Uncle Festa, Uncle Festa Adams, but you do want to have a beautiful transition on both the top and bottom lid. Here is chip. I'm going to go back in there, coat that nice and beautifully with chip. Oh, makes me think of fish and chips. Then what you do is you go into as close to the lash. You want to literally go on the line that your lashes are growing on. I'm going to go in again with pumpkin and smoke out chip. Go again in with cider and smoke out pumpkin. And you see how it goes back like that, like just cascades down and down and down. But you want it to look seamless. Pure, blissful seamlessness. And the nuanced waves of color just cascading one after the other after the other. And this beautiful hue of orange and burnt chips. I'm going to go back in with chip, and I'm going to layer that on. Can you see how that's seeming to come together? That's starting to come together. And don't forget your lower lash line. Again, just push it in there if you want to have a defining effect. You don't have to keep on using another brush and causing a heap of dirty brushes. It'll also save you a lot of money from, buying a ton of brushes when you can just keep using the ones that you have, just in a different way for a different purpose.
That's how you save money, girls. Be prudent.
Now I'm going to go with a bit of highlighter on the inner corner of the eye and on the brow bone. And I'm going to use a color called Beam. So it's sort of a icy sheen metallic color. And I'm using a deluxe crease brush because it's nice and fluffy. I like a faded out inner corner, not just a bam little spot of highlight. So I'm going to take it and make it into a gradual highlight. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lovely, beautiful, delicious pop of gold onto the, I call this the spotlight of my lid. And take this beautiful amber, oh my god, look at this, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it with my finger on the inner area of my eye, just like so. This is, by the way, from the Quintessential palette from Ace Beauty. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I'm going to go in with my my ring finger, into chip. And I'm going to mesh chip with the spotlight color. Okay? So that there's a transition. And then I go back and forth between chip and the gold. I'm going to go in back with cider and just go over that. And pretty much go over all the colors just to make sure they're popping.
Swish away all of that yucky fallout. Okay, so we're going to go in like that, and like that. And I keep rotating this thing so I don't reapply the fallout and smear the fallout onto my face. You can see a round powder puff.
I am going to put on my lashes, do my brows, and I will be back soon with my lips as well. See you soon.
And I'm back.
I hope you guys like it. Thank you so much for joining me, and hope that you'll join me again next time for another exciting tutorial where we can have lots of fun dabbling in some yummy makeup. Bye!